With YouTube attacking alternative media, please consider supporting the channel via Patreon for just $1 per month. Link below. Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is the Mundane Matt channel, and I know I've talked a lot over the course of the past couple months about the Me Too movement, but I feel like it's hitting this place where only bad things are going to happen. And I've talked about that frequently, actually, especially looking at this particular article right here. James Franco digitally erased from Vanity Fair cover following sexual misconduct allegations. Remember, everything we've learned out of the Me Too movement is that if you are accused, if that witch hunt comes to your door, they do everything they can to deplatform you and for all intents and purposes, unperson you. And in this case, literally. They literally go as far as they can to make sure you don't exist. We saw the same thing with Kevin Spacey. The whole all the money in the world fiasco, bringing in Christopher Plummer, who over the course of a 10-day job and in late November, before the release of the movie, then got a Best Supporting Actor nomination. Like, come on. Like, Plummer's good, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, you can't really look at the situation and go, this feels legit. Anyway, it says here that the fallout for actor James Franco following the allegations of sexual misconduct has come swiftly. On top of his getting snubbed out of an Oscar nomination for a role in which he won the Golden Globe, Vanity Fair has announced it has digitally erased him from the magazine's 2018 Hollywood issue. Yeah, you know, keep in mind some of the allegations made against him, he's come out and said aren't accurate. Others, like the one from Ali Sheedy, has been taken down and removed. There's a lot of questionable activity surrounding this particular case, but that doesn't stop Hollywood from immediately jumping on the grenade and trying to mitigate as much damage as humanly possible. It makes it really hard to trust anything that they say at this point. Any person in this movement that's acting the way that they do, you have to ask yourself, are they doing this because they care? Or are they doing this because they're afraid of the implications if they don't act? And I guarantee you, if you look long enough at it, you're going to see that it's definitely the latter and not the former. In a statement to the Wrap, Vanity Fair claimed that their decision to erase Franco stemmed from sexual misconduct allegations that surfaced earlier this month just after he took home the Golden Globe for his role in The Disaster Artist, saying, "We've made the decision not to include James Franco on the Hollywood cover once we learned of the misconduct allegations against him." But an allegation is just an allegation. An allegation doesn't really mean anything without there being a paper trail that leads to a district attorney in order to determine whether or not they're going to press charges and then seek prosecution and therefore seek a conviction. And oftentimes, 90-some-odd% of the time it feels like, that never happens. So allegations are just allegations, and what is presented without evidence can easily be as dismissed. I'm screwing up that Hitchens quote, but it ultimately applies here. Allegations of sexual misconduct, of sexual harassment or abuse or anything like that has to be reported to the police. You have to go and you have to issue a statement like that. Because what you're doing now, ultimately, and I'm hearing this from women across the age and political spectrum, is they're looking at these allegations, especially the one against Aziz Ansari, and they're going, this doesn't really add up. Like, are they doing this? Are people reacting because they care? Or are they reacting because they feel they have to? You know, is this turning into, as Bill Maher said, me-carthyism? And I believe that him being removed from the Vanity Fair article, or the cover, is definitely me-carthyism, because people are waiting until the best possible time to strike with these allegations. With James Franco is when he won the Golden Globes. With Aziz Ansari, it's when he won the SAG Award. You know, or not the SAG Award, he won another award, and the same thing happened. And then at the SAG, he was nominated as well for Master of None, and when they announced his name, they immediately cut to the next person in order to not give the audience any time to clap. That is where this is at. That is actually truly frightening to me, because this is how they're destroying careers based upon anonymous, and maybe not even anonymous, allegations made on Twitter. Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, social media, Instagram, whatever you want to call it, is not 911. And this is ridiculous. You can see here that he has just gone out. And I believe I don't know where he was standing here on this image, but it says here, to recap, the allegations against Franco broke out on Twitter following his win at the Golden Globes when two actresses accused him of hypocrisy for wearing a Time's Up pin. The first accused him of misleading her into doing a full nude scene in one of his movies for cheap pay, while the second accused him of exposing his penis to her and propositioning a 17-year-old friend. Actress Ali Sheedy, who worked with Franco in a play in 2014, gave a more cryptic message on Twitter, saying, "James Franco just won. Please never ask me why I left the film/TV business. The post has been deleted with no clarification." And again, once the genie's out of the bottle, you cannot put it back. Now, I don't know if Franco is guilty of doing these things. I have no idea. All right. We ultimately have no idea. It's between him and the people making the accusations. But shouldn't that be where it's at until law enforcement gets involved? I mean, at what point do we have the innocent until proven guilty completely stricken from the lexicon, or just from our country, like from our society? It's getting closer and closer, like every single day. Within days of the allegations, the Los Angeles Times published a scathing expose alleging that Franco uses acting school Studio 4 to sexually exploit women. The most damning allegation said that Franco removed an actress's plastic vaginal guards while filming a sexually explicit scene. Franco has called the allegations against him not accurate. So it boils down to an he said, she said situation. But right now, he said means nothing. Means absolutely nothing. What she says means everything. It's a diamond card. It's whatever. It's a platinum card, I should say. The things I heard were on Twitter were not accurate, but I completely support people coming out and being able to have a voice, because they didn't have a voice for so long, so I don't want to shut them down in any way, Franco said during an appearance on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert earlier this month. And since then, he's pretty much gone underground. And the reporters were circling Alison Brie at the SAG Awards the other night, trying to get her to talk. She, of course, is married to Dave Franco, James's younger brother. And she did toe the family line. She said that there are things that aren't accurate, and that is all she can really say about it. And she was being very poised and very concise with the answers that she gave, because people were trying to get her to basically spill the beans. Because when a story like this breaks, this isn't about due process or what is or isn't right. When a story like this breaks, it's about who can get the dirt, who can get the salacious story out there the fastest in order to be able to get them clicks, get them views. And now, listen, as a person who does this as a career, I understand that mentality. I do. I'm not saying I'm against, like, that I don't ever engage. I'll jump on something as soon as it happens because it's happening right then and people want to know what I think about it. It's not a perfect system by any stretch of the imagination. In a perfect world, we'd wait for facts and information to come out, investigations to be complete before, but who got time for that these days? But you ask a lot of people out there that are fans of James Franco, and they'll tell you they don't think that he's getting a fair shake. They don't think that James Franco is being treated fairly. They think that he's being run through the ringer by people who are just trying to push their own narrative throughout Hollywood. And this is not just conservative people that are saying this. These are liberals that I know as well. And when you have the liberals starting to turn on your movement that's meant to showcase and put a spotlight on abuse and put a spotlight on harassment and people being taken advantage of, and it's being used as more of a weapon to take out those who you don't like, or being used as a weapon to remove those who might have made a transgression in their past. It goes to show you that it's not about equality, it's not about inclusion, it's not about fairness. It is ultimately boiling down to the concept of supremacy. But the question is, though, who is the person who's going to be leading the charge and who's going to be benefiting the most from this? And that is where you're going to find the crux of the whole situation. You start tracking it back, looking at who's been vocal, who's been talking, and where they stand to benefit from it. You'll see. You'll really see. Now, we're not going to see this for a while. There's apparently the 50-50 movement is what they're trying to do now, which is to put 50% women, 50% men in Hollywood, like in executive positions and writers and producers and things like that. And ultimately, I'm not against a movement like that. I do think that having that kind of parity is good. But at the same time, Hollywood is a very, very, very much meritocracy-based system. Until a certain point, then it's like nepotism and cronyism. But I do like to believe that Hollywood and a person's success is based on what they're able to accomplish, not who they know. And while there are people in Hollywood that have gotten by based upon who they know, they won't have maintained where they are unless it's been for having some modicum of talent. And if the Me Too movement is turning into the My Turn movement, then of course we're going to be finding ourselves in a whole interesting scenario involving Hollywood. And again, the situation involving Scarlett Johansson calling out James Franco, even though she supported Woody Harrelson and has dismissed the allegations made against him, is wildly hypocritical and makes you really question the people that are going after Franco right now. Who have they defended that have been accused? Who have they defended that have been in a similar situation? But now that it's you know, kind of like the flavor of the month to do this sort of thing, they're hiding behind party lines so they don't come across as a black sheep. I have a feeling we're going to see a rise when this tumbles, and it will, because it will. We're going to see a lot of conservatives in Hollywood come out and probably have the moral high ground to stand on. And you know what? When that does happen, people like Franco, if he is innocent, will in fact be vindicated. But until then, it's only going to get worse. But I do want to know what you guys think about this. Be sure to let me know in the comments below. My name is, of course, Matt Jarbo. This is the Mundane Matt channel. Again, this is just my opinion on stuff from what I see. You can agree, you can disagree. I want you just to write it down in the comments. If you haven't already, thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel, check back often for more content from me. If you do want to support the channel, the best way to do that is through Patreon or links listed below in the video description. Also, check my Discord out. A lot of fun stuff happening there. Link for that also in the video description. And if you just want to watch more content from me, you can do so right now.